Hey, so I'm making this a video because if I were to try to type out everything I have to say, it would take forever. And so I want to tell you my story because I've been saying a lot of stuff about my opinions and my outlook on life, and you know next to nothing about me. So I guess I'll tell you. I am adopted. I was adopted from India at 14 months, and I live in the US, and I have a wonderful family that's very accepting and loving, and have given me so much opportunity, more than I could ever know, and I'm very thankful for that. But there's also a lot of things about me that they had no control over, and a lot of challenges that I will have to face because of who I am. And a lot of challenges I've already faced. And it's just the fact that as much as your parents love you and want to protect you from anything, they can't. Nobody can protect somebody else from everything they wish they could. You have to set your children free to discover the world and make their own mistakes and live their life, and you can't keep them from getting hurt and making terrible mistakes and feeling pain and heartbreak. And that's just part of it, and it really sucks. But you also have the opportunity to be able to set up the best you can for the people you love. And I full-heartedly believe that that is what my family has done for me. I am a difficult person because I'm very, very closed. I might be open once I want to, but I am not very out there about my feelings. I never have been. Me trying to tell you how I feel is not something I do, for one reason or another. Part of it is because I don't want to get hurt, and part of it is because I've always felt like people will leave. And over time I've found the people that don't, and that's amazing, and it's wonderful, and it's everything, but at the same time, it doesn't make you any less scared, and I shut down. I do. I still do. I have since I was very little, and I remember one of the very first times that I did was because I had gotten in trouble in first grade, for something like telling one of my best friends that they have hearing problems because they weren't listening to me or something. And so I got sent to the principal's office, and I sat there in the chair thinking, they can't punish me if I don't say anything at all. And of course that was wrong, but that stuck with me. If you don't say anything at all, they can't do anything to you. If you don't say how you feel, they can't hurt you with it. If you can keep your mouth shut, then nothing will happen. And I don't know how accurate that is. Probably not very, but that's how I felt. And I've never been able to change that about myself. No matter who I've met. It's taken a lot of time for me to ever let them in, if ever, and to let them know me. And there's still people that have to fight every day to know who I am. And I feel really bad about it because it's not like I don't want to let them in. It's just how I am. And it's hard because I don't have a trusting tendency. I'm not trusting because I feel like all that's ever going to happen is I'm going to get hurt. And I don't know why. And that's something I'm going to have to figure out through life, and it's going to be a challenge that I'm going to have to face. But I'm ready for it. But there's also many other things that I've had to face by myself because I don't let people in. Like when I was discovering who I am and finding out that I'm not straight and that I'm pansexual and that I love who I love for who they are and not for any other reason. And that I love straight people and I love gay people and I love trans people and gender fluid people and pan people and I love people for who they are, no matter how they identify, no matter if they'll love me back or not for any particular reason. I love people for who they are and what I see in them and qualities I like about them, not for their gender or their sexuality or how they identify. And I think that was hard for me to come to terms with because it was so scary and it was so out there and it was so not what I expected, you know? Because I don't think you ever really expect to fall in love with somebody outside the normal realm of people, because we live in a society where if you're not straight and cisgendered and white and a male, then you're different. Where that shouldn't be how it is, because half the population aren't male. And then you have all these different races, and all these different genders, and all these different sexualities. So I'm still stumped by the fact that we're being taught that being straight is the normal, and being cisgender is the normal, when there are so many other things in the world where we are by far not the normal. We are by far not the only people out there. And I've been lucky to be educated about this, but there's so many people out there that haven't been, and it's hard. And I want to help them. And then I've also come to face other issues, such as what it means to be adopted and how it feels. Because as much as you love and appreciate the people that adopt you, it is still hard to be adopted. No matter how much they are your parents, because they are. Your parents aren't who gave birth to you. They are who raised you and made you the person you are. Although, I think that you can have more than 2 parents. I think you can have more than 4 parents. I think you can have birth parents and adopted parents. And the people that raise you are the most important. But that doesn't mean what has happened with your birth family doesn't matter. All the issues, all the reasons, all the unknowns. I am not somebody that has a lot of the, what do you want to call it, the information that you would have when you're adopted. Because I was adopted from a poor country. And I was also from an orphanage that helped women in need. And who were pregnant out of wedlock and all this stuff. They were a shelter for women. And I'm really proud to have been part of that, but it's also hard to know because all my files are sealed. You can't find out very easily. And so therefore I'm left with bunches of unknown, not knowing if I was meant to have siblings, or if there are people who are siblings, or family members, or if I was even known about. I don't know. I don't know anything, and that's really, really hard. But I've learned to accept that, too. I've learned that you can't know everything about yourself, and you can't know everything in the world about other people, and that everybody has something they don't know or don't understand. And yeah, I don't have family stories, and I don't have people that are genetically